That's the only way I can get on here today. I'm gonna see if I can monitor it here. Uh, I don't even have there. There I am. Yep. There I am. Yep. Okay. Let me cut there the. I am. Let me cut the volume down so it doesn't repeat itself here. Let me get my camera situated, guys. Hey, Jamie. I'm having to watch it on my computer here, and I'm actually working off of my phone completely. Hold on a second. Let me rearrange my camera here. Uh, Y'all gonna have to bear with me here. I'm up here at my shop. I hope the signal's good enough. Uh, I'm up here at my big shop, my new shop, and uh, I'm having to work off my 5G network. I've got a good 5G network up here at this shop, and my other router that's on the uh, with the Spectrum was down. I don't know why, and I didn't have enough time to check it. Yeah. Oh yeah, you hadn't even seen all the boxes I got up here. I've got probably 15 toolboxes up here. So yeah, there's a lot of boxes up here. Hey Kevin, how are you? You're in Lakeland, Florida. Well, that's nice warm area. Like I said, I hope I'm coming through loud up here. This is a little bit different today. Hey Zach, uh, are you able to see me down there and down under? I'm gonna try to uh, make the best of this situation here. Can I? Oh God, spilled my drink there. Make two mistakes here. Yeah. Mm. Dripped something on my shirt too. But I hope everybody can see me, and it looks like from my vantage point that the signal's pretty good. Give me a thumbs up if the signal's good and the sound's good. I'm trying my best on this situation and trying to. I'm using my iPhone. I'm using my iPhone for the Wi-Fi and everything. I just set the iPhone up and got that pointed back at me. Oh, it's coming through good. Well, that's great. Yeah, I'm up here. I've got a good 5G. I got a repeater up here in this shop off my 5G, and it evidently is doing fairly good, I guess. Greenville, North Carolina. Wow, what are you doing way down there? Very clear. Well, that's great. That's great. That's great. Um, I'm trying to give the best signal I can. It's just kind of strange that I went up there to my other one, and I couldn't even. The router was down, so I couldn't even uh, get on at all at the other shop. And I kind of taking my time, was going up there and going to get started, and went back there and shoot. Didn't even have a signal. Hey, Joey. I guess am I getting up to you all right, Joey? I'm using a different setup today. Like I said, I'm up here in my uh, upper shop, my newest shop, my big one, the one I don't really use it much except for storage now. This is my catch-all shop. As you can see, I got all kind of stuff in here. And if I turn the camera around, you see all kinds of stuff. This is the shop that's loaded up. A load pickup. Gosh, I'm getting okay. My name is nobody. Now you used to have a different title, and I'm trying to think who you were. You got me confused there. and if you got a load and everything. What did you used to go by? Well, I would if I could. I really don't. I'll do that another time, Zach. This is the but this is I got it such a Miss Ray. I can't even walk around good in this one. This one is packed. This one is on the other end. Is where I've got all my Napa stuff that I had left over from when we actually sold the Napa franchise. Napa went through there and kind of took out some stuff and said, "No, we don't want that in there." And I had a bunch of older stuff, and they weren't going to give me credit for it. So I've got that over there, and I've got a lot of product over there that I need to get rid of one day. Yeah, it's a shop. It's a full size. Yeah, it's insulated. Yeah, this is a well built metal building. This what they call the brown iron. Only this one's gray, but yeah, this one's got the big beams. The big. Well, I can show you. Let me turn it around here. I can turn it around and show you. That's the big beams and everything. I can give you a big bird's eye view here of this shop, of what it looks like. As you can tell, it's completely full. Oh man, let me bring it back down here. As you can tell, it's completely full of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And yeah, I need a big garage sale probably. My wife tells me that, but I'm a pack rat, and I'm always thinking, well, I could use that one day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a pretty good sized garage. Like I said, it's 60 by 160, and so yeah, it's a good sized garage and everything. Yeah, yeah. I have to reconsider that, I guess, Jamie. I don't know. I helped out last night with a class reunion, and I did my speakers, and I did the music and everything. Got out my speakers and all kind of stuff, and went up to an American Legion hut and set up there where they were having it. And I was wore out by the time I got up there. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of heavy lifting or anything to get me completely exhausted nowadays. My breath is just I can't take it anymore. I just don't have the strength like I used to have. I wish I did. I wish I did. It really aggravates me not being able to do more than I or as much as I used to. If I could keep up with that, I would really feel pretty good. But I can't. I can't keep up with it anymore. And I can still use my equipment if I'm on my bulldozers or my skid steer or my track hoe or anything, or if I'm on a bulldozer or whatever. I can still handle stuff like that. It's just trying to get up and down and walking a good bit and everything like that. I get totally exhausted. I can't maneuver as good as I used to. I can walk I can walk about 50 yards and I have to sit down. I mean I got a little bit winded coming up here because I was already set at the other shop and couldn't get that Wi-Fi going, and then I said, oh crap, I said I don't have enough time to go anywhere else. I said, well, let me go try the 5G network up here at this shop, and which I did, and it's working out pretty good. Uh, I tried to run it through my computer, but when I do that, it it slows down the network or something. Wasn't giving me a good signal at all. So I had to just flip it directly to my phone, which is coming, looks like it's coming through pretty good. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I mean, on my end, looking at it, it appears that it's coming through fairly good. So I hope it is, and I hope everybody's, uh, in, enjoying it and everything. I hope it's good and clear because it's got a good signal from here over. Like I said, I've got a repeater that I bought for this building because you couldn't get any cell service or anything inside it when I first built it because it's all metal. And so I bought a repeater that's got an antenna that shoots down toward the Wi-Fi. I mean the Verizon's tower. Okay. All right. So you're the other Patrick. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to keep it straight there. Yeah, I hadn't seen the other Patrick from Austria yet. Yeah, I was expecting him on here. Well, they say he's going to declare this week. I don't know. That's going to be a mixed up mess. I mean, any of our candidates, I'll take any. I think Tim Scott's already declared, and then Nikki Haley has two from just down below me in South Carolina, and then that one guy, a foreign guy, I can't remember his name. I can't pronounce it either. He's declared, and then if DeSantis gets into it, that'll be another one. So we've got like four or five along with Trump uh, that's declared, and then on the Democrat side, you got Kennedy and that lady and somebody else. I don't know, but the the Democratic Party's crazy. I mean, they want Biden to go back in, and anybody in his right mind knows he has no mind. I mean, I mean, anybody can't look at that and tell that that looks like your grandpa with dementia. Uh, there's something wrong. I mean, he has to be led. He can make no decisions, and we need a decision maker. I don't care which party is from. I mean, and to think how bad that they tried to run Trump down when he was on a wet deck and trying to take it easy going off the deck. They said, oh, they ought to check into the 25th Amendment. They ought to. He's not good enough to serve. And good gosh, they could have enacted that 100 times over for Joe Biden on what he's done. But I don't really care about them doing that because you know who we get if they enact that. So I don't particularly care to have Kamala Harris in the mix either. But that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. What else is going on? I'm gonna grab my computer and bring it a little bit closer. I've got it way out there so I can read it. Yeah, yeah. I hadn't seen the other Patrick on here this morning. I, in Austria, it's probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon because Zach. It's about midnight for Zach, and Zach's in here. Yeah, about 11 o'clock, isn't it, Zach? I think he's about 10 hours, 10 or 12 hours ahead of us, or more than that. It'd be he's 14 hours ahead of us. Now, what is the DPCA bill in Congress, James? I'm not familiar with that. I mean, I haven't kept up with that. I mean, I try to keep up. I know that one crazy thing about if you go out and you're trying to get a bank loan, your your house payment will be higher if you've got good credit. 1115 there, huh? Yeah. Well, what do you think? You're up there closer to Kennedy land. What do you think about Robert Kennedy Jr.? Are you? He's better than Biden for a candidate, but I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Trump's running again, Zach. He's in the mix. He declared 2 months ago. He's in the mix and he's leading the party right now. He's way ahead of everybody. He's got 46%, I believe. DeSantis has got about 29, and then the rest of them have got the rest of it. Uh, yeah, so he's doing, he's knocking it down as far as a Republican uh, candidate. He'll win it as it stands right now. Yeah. Well, Trump may be rough around the edges, and he's not uh, he's not good with a lot of things because he just calls it as he is, and that's what people hate about him. But and then the second thing about it, that's what a lot of people like about him is because of the fact that he's brass and that he doesn't care. He tells it like it is. Uh, and I do like that feature about him. Uh, I mean, the fact that it's no holds bar. I mean, and he doesn't care who you are, and if he doesn't like you, he'll tell you he doesn't like you, and or or if your idea's crap or whatever. So yeah, there's certain qualities. I wish he was a little bit smoother, like DeSantis. DeSantis is a smart guy. Military. He was in the I believe he was a JAG in the Air Force. I believe that's right, and he was a military lawyer and all kind of stuff. He, DeSantis has got the credentials, and it's just one of those things. I was looking. I had an alert just then, checking out my computer as I go there. Well, I believe the screen's going to hold up pretty good up here. What do y'all think? Do y'all give me a thumbs up with that? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Uh, help my channel out a little bit. I need to promote it a little bit. My channel is kind of flattened out. Actually, I've lost some subscribers lately. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've lost a little block of subscribers, and you never understand this. I mean, your subscribers will go up, and then they'll fall off. And they go up, and I never do understand how that dynamic works. And you try to put on a good show or do a good video, and sometimes it helps. Sometimes it hurts. I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's all you can say. Now, I hope the signal, I saw a little pause in my signal. I hope it doesn't get too weak or anything. Y'all let me know if this signal gets weak up here. Yeah, hit that like button. Yeah, I'd like for everybody to hit that if you can, because that does helps out the analytics on YouTube. YouTube has their own thing. Yeah, I got close to 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, and I'm at a sort of a plateau right now. I've kind of been stuck at this level for a couple of months or whatever. Uh, I I mean, I'm not going to get out here and beg for subscribers. I don't think that's the thing to do. But I would like to increase it a little bit. I guess I need. I guess I need to put more product out. I guess that's what the public wants is more product. Oh, I'll see my screen getting a little bit flaky here. Uh, I had to sit still so it doesn't get flaky. I see it on this end. that it's getting flaky. I hope not. Hope not too bad. But we'll. Let me. I'm double checking my settings here. It looks like everything's right. Hey, JR. I've been doing pretty good. Well, you have to be sure and get back on here, JR. I, I, I like to see new and different people out here. Try to you know try to keep it rolling out here. That's the main thing. I've uh, I've been busy this week. We actually had a bad storm come through here this week. A real bad. It was sort of crazy. It just hit our spot right in Cherryville. It didn't hit a lot of the other places in the county or the adjoining counties. But for some reason, they called for severe thunderstorms, and we got what they call a microburst that hit Cherryville and destroyed a lot of big trees and knocked out power lines, and power was off for a day and a half for me personally, and for a couple of places in town it's still off. It's been off since Tuesday, but it rolled in on Tuesday, and we're still feeling the pains of that. And but it's and I guess that's the reason my Wi-Fi went off at the other building, and I didn't realize it because I really hadn't used it. That happened on Tuesday, and then Wednesday was Jim's last day for the week. Jim's on his extended monthly. Jim goes off, and uh, every month he goes somewhere in his camper for 2 days, or makes it 4 days because he leaves out on Wednesday afternoons, and then doesn't come back till Monday. So he gets him a long extended holiday. So he's over in his camper right now out at Moss Lake, and so I mean basically I didn't need the Wi-Fi because Jim was going to be the only one using it up there at the shop. He wasn't there, so I didn't recognize that it was down. He didn't alert me, so I didn't even think anything about it. I mean, I knew Spectrum was down all over, and it just hadn't got around to getting me fixed on the Spectrum side. I guess I'm probably going to have to call Spectrum and see if they can get it fixed. I'd like to get Spectrum down to my house, but I live about a half mile away from my shop, and they say that's too far to run the cable since I'm the only one down there. So I can't get Spectrum down where my house is, but I can get it up at my shop because it's right off the main road. Yeah, well, I tell you, Stormy Daniels and this bizarre one, I think in New York State, where that woman says that he raped her 20 something years ago. I mean, in a dressing room or something. And then I don't know. They got people that they'll pay to bring something up against Trump. I think. I mean, it's probably stuff. I mean, I'm not saying the woman didn't have an affair with him. She probably did, but I doubt it was forced. I doubt it was rape, and as she's professing that it is. But how do you uh, protect yourself against something like that? I don't know, uh, especially 20 years ago. So that was a money grab, and she got that libel case and got $5 million. So yeah, I think she probably did good, I guess. Well, my health's so, Jr. Uh, that's what I was talking about earlier. I did the music for a high school reunion for the class of '68. One that was a class ahead of me. I was class 69, and I did the music for them last night. And when I had to get a friend of mine to help me take my large speakers up there because I couldn't handle them by myself. And I'm just weak from a lot of different things like that. When after I had my bypass surgery, I had a quadruple bypass. After I had that, I knew this is the thing that got me, and I keep reading about it. After I had my third booster shot, and I was taking the shots and everything because the COVID shots, because that's a recommended thing for somebody with my condition. So I took the recommendation and took my COVID shots. But after I got the booster shot, I started getting weak. Uh, I mean, almost immediately, about just a week or two later, I started getting weak. And I went to my doctor, and that mycarta something, whatever they call it, I don't know what it is, but it's an inflammation. And he said he saw some inflammation, but it hadn't weakened my heart muscle, but the blockage came back. And they said that, that's from inflammation too. But I had one of the veins that re re-blocked, I guess, or blocked again. So, they did a quadruple. They did two arteries and two veins on me. And then when like I said, I had a catheterization, not catheterization. Catheterization. Yeah, heart catheterization last year. Uh, and they went in and checked, and my heart's not the surgeon, not the guy that actually did the surgeon, but my heart doctor that I use. He did the catheterization, and he said, "Yeah, you got it." He said one of those veins reblocked. I said, "Well, what can you do about it?" He said, "Nothing." He said, "We can't go around that. We can't put a stent in it or anything." I mean, had it been an artery, they could have put a stent, but because it being a vein, he said he couldn't do anything. He said it wouldn't help it, and they wouldn't. So I'm basically living with a blockage. So it gets tough to breathe sometimes when I'm exerting myself. Yeah, did the other Patrick check in? I haven't seen him yet. Yeah, I haven't seen the other Patrick. He must be doing something. Yeah, he must be doing something on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I take blood thinners. Yeah, I take blood thinners and metformin for my diabetes, and I take a lot. I went from a person that took zero amount of drugs to somebody that takes a decent amount of stuff now. I got that, and plus I got eye drops I have to take because of my eye damage that I had last year. Oh, there's the other Patrick. I did see him there. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's just a couple of these toolboxes, Patrick. Like I said, if you want to see, that's just a couple of them you're seeing there. I'll show you. I've got some right here, some right there, some right here behind me. Let me see if I can put it up here where you can see. Whoops, I'm killing the signal. I'm killing my signal a little bit, so bear with me. There's a toolbox over there, and toolboxes there. So I've got toolboxes all over this place. I probably have about 15 boxes. Uh, I probably have about 15 toolboxes in here. So I've got plenty of toolboxes. I even got a big snap-on. Whoops! I even got a big snap-on box that I bought from a buddy of mine. Well, my signal's going in and out a little bit. Sorry, guys. I don't know if my signal's going away. What's happening? Sorry about this, guys. It seems I'm losing my signal. Yeah, I'm retired, JR. If I get back on here a second, I don't know what. I lost my signal. Crap. I don't know what's happened to the signal. Well, the signal's good on your end. All right. I'm not getting a signal on my end. I'm looking at my computer and I don't have a signal. Let me see if I can. I'm still good there. Okay, well I'll turn it back around here. Let me see if I can sign back in. It may have been just my YouTube got messed up. Let me see if I can get back on here. Yeah, okay, I'm back on. I see it now. Okay, I'm good to go now. Yep. Okay. Okay, like I said, this building here is 60 feet by 160 feet. It's a pretty good sized building. And I'm looking at it, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 large beams, spans, for the building here. And each span's about 25 feet, I think, something like that. Is my signal going in and out? I've lost it here again. I don't know what's going on with my signal. I keep losing my signal. Are y'all still getting my signal? Because I lost it here on my end. I can't figure out what's going on with it. I'm trying to keep up with it. It keeps coming and going. Okay, it was buffering a little bit, but now it's going. Yeah, I've lost it on my computer. That's why I was kind of questioning if it's still going at all, because my computer is not showing it. So it must be, buffering a little bit less. I mean, I'm working off of a wireless 5G that goes down to Verizon's pop. So I'm at the mercy of Verizon at this point. So if I get a bad signal from Verizon, yeah, well, I'm trying to keep it rolling here. It just doesn't want to. It doesn't want to cooperate for me. See if I can get any other. It's not. It's not letting me pull anything in though. Let me go back out. See if I can get on my channel here again. There it goes back. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, I got it. I I had at one time, Jamie, I had 5 or 6. I'm trying to think how many I had at one time. I think the most I had was 5 or 6, uh, and it filtered to anywhere from 3 to 5. That was 5 mechanics. 5 mechanics was when I was really busy, when I had probably the maximum amount of trucks. And then I started selling off some of my routes, and I didn't need as many mechanics. So when I did let some go, I didn't replace them. Uh, and then I kept, but Jim and Larry were my main 2 guys. I mean, they would do the heavy lifting, and they were the main 2 guys. And when I narrowed it down to the last year that I was working, uh, Jim and Larry were it. And I had, well, I had one guy that was a do nothing guy. I fired him. He was the laziest guy I'd ever seen. I'm not going to mention his name, but boy, he was lazy. I mean, he would, and I had to get some hints from Larry and Jim what he was doing or what he wasn't doing, because I kind of questioned things. I mean, you kind of question stuff when the guy leaves your shop and at the end of the day and his uniform's just as clean as it was when he came in that morning. Um, so that's the kind of guy he was. He wouldn't crawl under a truck. He wouldn't do anything. And the rest of them, Jim and Larry, looked like they'd rolled in a pig pen with grease and oil. And then this guy never was dirty, so it didn't take long to figure out he wasn't doing anything. Oh, you were J.C. Little or Junior Little. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, yeah, he was definitely a guy that didn't want to do anything. And it's not fair for the other mechanics. Well, I mean, he wasn't top rated. He was getting paid good. He was overpaid for what he was doing. I can tell you that he was way overpaid because he was doing nothing. And he was basically. I kind of got on to Jim. He was bringing Jim a free biscuit every morning, and I said, Jim, I said I can't afford to spend $1,000 a week to get you a a, uh, a free biscuit. I said I'll buy you your dadgum biscuit and get rid of that guy there. And he laughed about it and everything. But yeah, he would bring Jim a free biscuit in every morning. But you run into those every once in a while. And he professed to be such a good mechanic and everything else, and I never did see any qualities of being a good mechanic. I mean, he didn't want to get his hands dirty at all. And if you're doing like that, you've got no business working for me. I mean, I want those guys to be filthy, tired, and dirty when they leave when they were working for me. I mean, that way I knew at least they were doing something. But I mean, productivity is what we were all about. I mean, we had things to do. I mean, if we had a clutch job to do, we had to get the clutch out. I mean, if we had tires to do, we had to get those tires changed. Whatever it was, we had to have done. At the end of the day, I could see what people were doing and what they weren't doing. So, this guy, he got by a lot longer than he should have, I'll say. But you run into that every once in a while. I mean, I could have got rid of him almost immediately, and I wouldn't have missed one thing. I would have gained a lot of money because I paid out a whole lot of money for a whole lot of nothing. And that's the way it goes. Well, this guy wasn't even a wrench turner. That was a problem. Had he been a wrench turner, it would have been fine. He was so lazy he wouldn't turn a wrench, and he thought he could get away with it. Well, he got away with it a lot longer than he should have. And I just, I should have monitored him a little bit stronger, but I was so busy, I left it up to the other guys in the shop to kind of brief me on that, and it just they didn't brief me quick enough. I wish they had. I mean, he would have been gone a lot sooner. But you run into that. Well, and that happens, Walter. Yeah, and I tell you, uh, I had a young boy that was working for me, and I made him lock his phone up in his truck, and I wouldn't let him have his phone in the shop because he was on the phone all the time. And I'm not paying people to stay on their phone all the time. I mean, and that's what he was doing. I mean, he was constantly on his phone, or constantly going to the bathroom and staying on the phone in the bathroom and that sort of stuff. I had to. That's another one I had to let go. I mean, he was just too young, and he was just lazy, and he was a good friend. His dad was a good driver and a good friend of mine. But they say the boy is finally kind of matured and doing better. But gosh, he didn't do anything close to that when he was working for me. But I think he's gotten married now. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mess you up any, did I? I hit my camera there a little. Hit the base. Yeah. Well, I mean that's the way it is, Patrick. I try to get out there and learn something and be a good wrench turner, and you'll improve your skills and people will want you. If you're lazy, and you can't teach work ethic. I mean, this guy, to be as old as he was in his 50s, to be as old as he was, and to be so lazy. I mean, he wasn't just lazy just for me. He had to be lazy for other people too. I mean, I guarantee that he found ways of not doing anything at the other jobs he was at, and I, I shouldn't have taken the recommendation from the previous guy because I think he just wanted to get rid of him. So he was happy to give a recommendation to get him off his payroll. And when the guy came to work for me, but those things happen. And like I said, you'll find mechanics in all walks of life that will mess people up like that. But it is what it is. And I you got to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I'd like to. I'm glad now. The only mechanic I have now is Jim, and I know Jim, and Jim and I take it easy on what we're doing now, and we know what we're doing. But Jim is the type you'll see. I don't follow up on Jim on an hourly basis or anything. I check in with him in the shop a couple times a day, and he knows what he's supposed to do, and he's motivated. He's the type guy, he looks for things to do. When we get caught up in any way, Jim will find something to do. And that's the type mechanic that you want. You don't want a mechanic that's sitting on his butt, and you know if he finishes one job, he sits down and waits on you to tell you what the next job is. You want the guy that looks around and sees there's things to be done, and goes out and does them. And that's the way Jim is. Jim, he knows what needs to be done in my shops, and he I don't have to tell him what to do. I don't have to get up in the morning and say, well, let me assign Jim to do this, this, and this. I don't have to do that. He just does it. And we're working on, and he's great for this 55 Chevy that I'm working on now. He's been working on putting the AC in it and doing a great job with that and making it look good and having to rewire the dash. And just a lot of hard work, and he's been working hard on that part of it for the last couple of weeks. Prior to that, he did the interior on it and worked hard getting the interior and everything else, and then door alignments and just he's critiqued that little 55 to death and has done a great job of just fixing all these little nuances that are just something that you need done. I mean, and putting all the handles, just go on and on in the seats, put new seats and the new floor mat material and everything else. So we've done a lot of work to that 55, and it's been it takes somebody like Jim that can be methodical and do day after day after day, do things and get them, get everything done, and that's what it takes. It takes a person like Jim to fix something like that. Well, guys, what's been on y'all's mind? I've kind of told you what's on mine this week. We've had almost a tornado in our area. They call it a microburst. It was 85 to 90 mile an hour winds that they said came in a straight line, and I had some tree damage down here on the farm and close to the house, but luckily some of my bad trees, I'd actually already cut them down, so I didn't have as much tree damage for weak trees, you might say. But there was a lot of damage in Cherryville, in my hometown, and it's still there are. I mean, there's still a lot of cleanup that needs to be done around town, and will be done for several weeks probably, if not rest of the month or next month. I mean, it's going to be a month's worth of cleanup probably to get everything back to normal. And they still got a couple of the streets blocked off in downtown area too. Some of the back streets where down around where the old high school used to be. There's not a middle school, an intermediate school or something over there now, and it's got a lot of damage around it. Yeah, this one this one was a dangerous one. It was a quick one. It came on real quick, and this, like I said, there was a great big oak tree in my backyard, and it was really, really leaning. And thank goodness it was leaning away from my house. But I mean, it's seriously been over several feet. I guess from the way the top was leaning, not at the bottom, but there were bigger oak trees than that. That was just right up probably a half mile or quarter mile away from my house. That just got toppled on some houses and everything else. So it was a strong storm, and came through real quick and came through violently too. I mean, we made all the local news down here, all the Charlotte news reports. There were TV trucks all over the place assessing the damage and everything. So we made the news locally, and it didn't make national news, but we made the local news pretty heavy, or the state news, down out of Charlotte. So we had some newsworthiness, I guess you might say. Well, guys, I'm gonna hang it up here. I've been on about as long as I can get for today. I didn't have a lot to talk about other than that storm and my other little small things. Got a busy week lined up with my grandson's graduation. I got a baccalaureate service today, so I'm gonna be busy. Yeah, we mowed the fields. Unfortunately, it's rained. We mowed those Tuesday, and then got that storm, and then ever since then we've had some small storms too. And unfortunately, he got it mowed Tuesday afternoon before the storm hit, and then the storm hit, and that messed him up a little bit. But we'll make do. Yep, y'all have a great week, and I'll catch y'all here next week. Maybe even put a couple videos up if I can get the time. I'll see you around, guys. Let me get this thing cut off. Turn it